Hi guys, it's me again, Christoph from Logobooks. I know that it has been quite a while since my latest book review, and I've been working on quite a lot of things also on my own book, but I'm not going to talk about that right now, but an update on that will follow really soon. What I do want to talk about today is this book, the Typography Idea Book by Stephen Heller and Gail Anderson. I also have something very special for you guys because you will be able to get this book with a reduction of 35% thanks to Lawrence King. So make sure to watch the video right to the end because then I will give you the code that you will need to use to get the 35% off. So that being said, let's start with the review. What we can immediately notice on this cover are these typographical elements that are placed on it. So we can see some letters here, the ampersand, some symbols, but to me it wasn't immediately clear what it was. But I recognized this symbol here, so I put the link quite fast that these are actually smileys. Now the fun part is that if you don't know which smiley it is, we can find a small index at the back of the book that explains the smileys. So first smiley is a wink, second one is a kiss, third one broken heart, and so on and so on. So that is already a small playful touch towards this book, but it also already shows you a little bit what typography can do or what you can do with typography. As for the spine, we get of course the repetition as we always get. So repetition of the title, subtitle, editors, and the logo of Lawrence King Publishing. Going through the book, regular information, here we can find the table of contents. And what is interesting here is that the contents of the book is divided in separate techniques or different ways, maybe it's a better word to explain it, so in different ways that you can use typography. So for example, first chapter talks about communication through letters. And if we go through the contents, we can also find a chapter that is devoted to playing and improvising. So this book is structured in a quite interesting and easy way. So of course there's also a small introduction. Here the editor just talks about the importance of typography and which or what impact typography can have. If you go through the book, you can always see these short informative texts about which technique is used in the example. So here, for example, it's a poster that was created by Sol Bass in 1966 for Grand Prix. The subdivision is construction, so building a scene with type. So what happened here is that Sol Bass integrated the text in the illustration or vice versa, depending on how you want to see it. And by doing that, he created a solution for two things he needed to integrate in the poster. Now, when seeing these examples, you might be thinking, well, okay, that's a fun book and it can be useful when I want to create a poster or a book cover, for example, but how can I apply it into my logo design work? I have to be honest that not all of the examples that are shown in this book are applicable on logo design, but there are quite some examples that you can apply in logo design, especially on word marks. So, and I'm going to give an example with this page here. So what is explained here is that you can create a typographic personality. So what happened here is that the words, as the title describes here, or the speech, is made visual. And here there are given three easy examples that we probably all know from comic books. For example, words like wham, boom, and smack. Those are words that describe a sound. And that idea is actually translated here in this example. So how can you apply this into logo design? Let's say, for example, you're working on a logo and the client or the company is called Zoom, Z-O-O-M. No idea what the company would be about, but let's imagine that when a company is called Zoom, it will probably has to do something with, I don't know, extreme zooming lenses, or maybe some materials that trying to kill bugs to get rid of the zooming sound. So then, instead of trying to depict the company or the product, so what it's selling or the product that it's creating, why not make a visual translation of that word zoom? And then it's just a matter of trying things out on how you can make that word or that sound of zoom visual. So in that way, this book, or the examples that I were giving in this book, are quite useful for word marks or when you're designing word marks. A small downside in this book is the lack of extra information on certain techniques that are explained. So you always get one page of information that explains what the technique or the idea behind the technique is about, and you get one example. Now, some examples that are given are straightforward, but this here, for example, I remember that I read this and I didn't fully understood what the technique was about, and then you only get one example, and for me it was hard to understand what it was exactly about. So for this technique, it would have been good for me personally to have a bit more information. The positive side is that the lack of extended information is countered with the amount of examples that you get. This book should rather be seen as a small introduction to almost everything that you can do or that you can try to do with type. For that reason, I would definitely recommend this book, because this book is rather a tool to spark some bright ideas into your mind, and when you have something that you find interesting or with which you can work with, it's up to you to look for more information on a specific technique. So that was the review. I hope you enjoyed it, and you can of course get this book, as I said in the beginning of the video, with 35% off. You can do that by using the discount code LOGOBOOKS. You can find it here somewhere on the screen right now. So LOGOBOOKS, and you should use that on the website of Lawrence King Publishers. So that's lawrenceking.com. Look for this book, use the code LOGOBOOKS, and you will get your 35% off. I actually also have another surprise, because this is not the only book that you can get, but there are also 4 other books that are on the website of Lawrence King that you can also get with the reduction. I'm not going to tell which books they are right now. I will do that in the upcoming weeks, where I will review those books as well. But the good news is that the code already works for all those other books, so feel free to take a look on the website of Lawrence King. Maybe you can find the book on your own. You will see the reduction when you add the book into your cart, and then the discount will be automatically, so you will immediately see if you got lucky and you found the other books as well. And the only thing that I still want to say is thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you don't want to miss the other books. I've also added the link towards the website of Lawrence King down below, and I actually also placed the discount code here below. Sorry for that, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys watched the entire video, the entire review, before you decided what to do with it. So go ahead, take a look at their website. As I said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.